Is Coffee with Craig. I am Craig DeLuz, and this is my coffee. And as you can tell, it's going to be an interesting one today because I have the big cup. So please make sure to like and share this video feed. Let your friends know that this is the place where the conversation will be taking place. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you do that. Anyway, let's get into today's topic. You guys see my T-shirt today, right? Hold on, let me show you. You guys see this right here? Now, there are some people who have tried to say that the Gadsden flag is offensive. I don't understand why, but they like to say that it is offensive. But anyway, all that having been said, one of the things that we're always fighting for is we're fighting not just for Second Amendment rights, but one of the things we've noticed is that when it comes to the Second Amendment, it seems like people want you to lose all of your constitutional rights. Your right to free speech, your right to due process, your right to against unreasonable search and seizure, private property rights, you name it. Those rights are forfeit if you happen to believe in the Second Amendment. Well, yesterday, the Firearms Policy Coalition, the Firearms Policy Foundation, filed a lawsuit against the Washoe County School District because a student there decided that he wanted to exercise he wanted to use his First Amendment right in order to promote his Second Amendment right. And as a result, this student was disciplined. So needless to say, the Firearms Policy Coalition, the Firearms Policy Foundation have come to the rescue, and, it's become a little bit of a big deal. Check it out.
All right, Mike, thank you. Two people representing a middle school student are suing the Washoe County School District, alleging the student was told not to wear a T-shirt supporting the Second Amendment. According to the complaint filed today, the student wore this shirt to class last month. It includes references to the Don't Tread on Me flag, the Second Amendment, and the Firearms Policy Coalition, a group that supports gun rights. So in November of last year, that same student was reprimanded, we've learned, for wearing a shirt with the Sparks Black Rifle logo on it and a silhouette of a rifle, as you see there. The assistant principal told the student it was due to the depiction of a weapon and that shirts supporting a pro-gun organization would be allowed. But the suit alleges when the student was wearing this shirt and maintained doing so was his right, the teacher, he says, told him this: he could have his Second Amendment rights when he turns 18, end quote. The lawsuit claims the teacher made him take the shirt off because it violated the school's dress code, using a subjective interpretation. The dress code does prohibit, quote, anything that promotes weapons, alcohol, drugs, tobacco, or violence. The school district responded to the lawsuit today, saying, quote, the district was served the lawsuit this morning without warning. We are looking into the allegations at this time. As a result, we cannot provide any further information.
As you can imagine, a lot of people are talking about this on Facebook. Let's take a look at some of the comments. One person is writing, good for him. If the district is going to allow walkouts for politics, then they have to respect all political speech. Brett B joins the conversation. He agrees, saying that he hopes that the kid here wins the settlement. Gloria R chimes in, why should our tax dollars go to someone because he wasn't allowed to wear a shirt? Sue the teacher. Leave the school funds for education. And the list goes on and on and on. You can see all the comments there. If you'd like to join the conversation, you can just head over to our KTVN Channel 2 Facebook page.
Right. So, in other words, he decided to wear a T-shirt that says, don't tread on me, to a Firearms Policy Coalition. And because of that, the student was disciplined and told if he ever wore the shirt again, he would once again be disciplined. Now, maybe it's just me. I could be completely off. I could be off my rocker. But number one, I don't see a picture of a firearm anywhere on this particular T-shirt. But secondly, so what if I did? Once again, people seem to think that it's okay to promote all sorts of manner of stuff, all sorts of political speech. And by the way, mind you, this is the same school district that actually opted not to suspend students who participated in the national school walkout, which happened, by the way, 2 days after the student was disciplined for wearing this shirt. 2 days later, students do the walkout. Students don't get suspended. Students face absolutely no discipline. In fact, they made sure to have extra security and police to make sure that the students were safe while they were not in class. Interestingly, you don't see CNN talking about this. You don't see MSNBC talking about this. You don't see the major networks talking about this. Why not? Here's a student who stood up to defend his right, his free speech rights, right? Because he wanted to exercise his free speech. Keep in mind, this is a school district that they believe in the student voice. This is a statement that's on their website. They say they believe in permitting the student to exercise their voice. But at the same time, here's a student who chooses to exercise his voice, and they don't like what he had to say. So what did they decide to do? They decided to shut him up. And yet, somehow, some way, there's not a problem here. Because, well, hey, just like everybody else, they decide, well, free speech is good on the speech that we agree with. And when people chime in against, when they come back against the speech that we like, well, then we're going to say, you know what? We don't need any speech. We don't, speech, that's not something that should be here at school. Well, wait a minute. You need to make up your mind. See, when we launched, you guys remember we launched this effort, K12speech.com. And we launched this effort because we wanted to let you guys know about how you can exercise, how students can exercise their right to free speech, right? If they want, whether it was not being forced to participate in speech that they didn't want to participate in, or exercise or participate in an exercise of their own, exercising their own particular speech. We wanted to make sure that you guys had all the information that you guys needed in order to be able to make that happen. And I told you that we were going to have instances where it's already happened. And this happened once again. This happened over a month ago. So there's this. And I can tell you right now, there's instances that have happened since then that we're going to hear about. And, by the way, there are incidences that are still going to happen because there are people, whether it's at school districts or city councils or county board of supervisors, who don't like what we stand for. They don't like liberty. They don't like freedom of speech. All they want is for us to shut up, go away, and give up our rights. And that, my friend or friends, is not going to happen. In fact, we're going to double down. We're going to encourage you guys. If you guys want to get this t-shirt, here's all you need to do. All you do, just go to FPC Gear, FPCgear.com. We're going to have this t-shirt as well as a number of other t-shirts and stuff available for you. Now, mind, if you work somewhere or your child attends school somewhere that has a dress code policy, know that some of these shirts, like the one pictured here, may not fit within that policy. So I'm just telling you right now, I'm not saying that you care. I'm not saying that that's going to stop you from wearing it there. I'm just saying, just know. Because here's the thing, folks. Look, when you stand up for liberty, you got to know there's going to be consequences. Because here's the thing. 9 times out of 10, when you're standing up for liberty, you're standing up against a tyrant. And tyrants don't just roll over, right? Tyrants have to be taken down. And, if you're going to, taking them down is not it's not a zero effort game. It's something that requires some effort. It's something that takes some work. It takes some willing to stand up and be heard. And so, one, you want to make sure you go into these situations knowing that. Number 2, you want to know what your rights are. Folks, make sure you know what your rights are going into these situations. This kid and his family knew what their rights were. So when they came to us, we knew that we were in a position to be able to do something to help them out. So know your rights, and then stand up for your rights. And then reach out and help you stand up for your rights. So once again, you can go to FPCgear.com and you can get this very cool t-shirt. No, the firearm is not included with the t-shirt, but you can get this very, very cool Don't Tread on Me or a number of our different equality t-shirts. But folks, and by the way, all of these resources all go into the fight. They all go into helping us fight, once again, not just for the Second Amendment. because it's not just a fight for the Second Amendment. It's a fight for all of our civil rights, right? Whether it's, you know, being able to speak about the Second Amendment or speak about firearms, whether it's not having your firearms taken away as private property, not being, you know, having due process when it comes to people trying to take away your firearms rights. All of these things are suspect in some folks' eyes. And so it's important that we stand up in these areas. This one is going to be interesting. Eugene Volokh, who, if you guys have been following us for any amount of time, you know that he is a professor at UCLA. He is a prominent figure in the free speech litigation. We are so proud to have him as a part of our team. I want to encourage you guys. You know, there'll be a link in the description of this video. Go to there, read about the lawsuit, find out more about it, find out more about exactly what's going on. And then, you know, if you get a chance, support the lawsuit, because obviously these things will take time and they do require resources. But, you know, that's why we are the Firearms Policy Coalition, because, to be real, we're the coalition. It's each and every one of you who tune in every morning. It's each and every one of you who contribute. It's each and every one of you who make phone calls, who buy T-shirts, who send emails. Every single one of you are the Firearms Policy Coalition. You help us do what we do. We can't do it without you. So please, once again, be a part of the fight. Remember to go to fpcgear.com, get your FPC T-shirts, get your Don't Tread on Me T-shirts. You know, and help us stand and fight for our civil rights. Because remember, we got to use them or we are going to lose them. You guys take care.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.